Good morning, Platinum Top 50 Austin. Ashton Rue, COO, here with you this morning for this exciting presentation on deception detection. We are going to be uncovering the ways that you can spot a fraud with fraud busting body language expert Traci Brown. So excited to learn about her fraud spotting system. That way you can trust your instincts and you can sort through fact or fiction when it comes to your real estate transactions. We know that you guys have to decipher a lot of information, especially when qualifying buyers, different sorts of scenarios, and even in your personal life. So we're excited to bring this unique program to you today, which is brought to you by some of our fabulous partners. We're excited to have partnered with Supreme Lending, American Home Shield, Taylor Morrison, and Callbox Storage for today's educational program. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and introduce one of those partners, John McClellan with Supreme Lending. He is a fabulous partner of ours, has been involved for several years. And John, we know that you have stayed very, very, very busy the last few months with changing rates, with inventory, with demand, and we know that that you're just staying busy and want to hear what's going on with you.
Well, hello everybody.
You, though.
I know I turned my video on. I'm not sure what's happening there.
Let's try it again. Interesting. Wow, John, we want to see you. So
it was working fine just a minute ago. Maybe y'all have to do something on your side.
Let's see if we can. Let's stop his video and we'll start John again because we want to see his face. Let's see if we can bring him back on. And there you go. And you didn't put a piece of paper in front of your camera or anything.
No, I'm still looking at it.
So crazy. Okay.
Love technology. Why don't we skip to the next one and I'll pull my laptop out of its documentation.
That is awesome. So we're going to come right back to you. So I'm going to go over to the ladies at American Home Shield. We've got Mary Ellen Schmidt, Michelle Bittner, and Wendy Bailey, all part of the American Home Shield team. Hi, ladies.
Hello, Ashton.
It's so nice to see all of you. Thanks for, one, supporting this awesome event and this programming. I say it time and time again, but you know, we couldn't have made it through all of this without the partners that support us to bring this type of program to our agents. And so we're just grateful to have you on our team.
Thanks, Ashton, so much. It is always an honor to partner with 50 to provide fabulous realtor programs. It is my privilege to lead the American Home Shield Central Texas team. Now, you all know Michelle Bittner. I point to her on my screen, but she's American Home Shield for over 20 years, a true expert and icon with American Home Shield. We're also thrilled to welcome our newest team member, Wendy Bailey, who I point to also on my screen. Now, Wendy was hired on April 1st. Yes, that's April Fool's Day, during COVID, and now during one of the hottest summers in history. So friends, please, please, please be nice to her so that we her on our team. We're very excited to have her. So as we talk about something today, which is very important, perception versus reality. It's something that we all deal with. And as a realtor, you can probably relate to some of these slides. The first one is what my friends and family think I do. Wine and dine, enjoy spa days, hit the links. Slide 2 is what my clients think I do. Catch the money as it's raining down on me. And then the third one is what I think I do, which is most days I spend my time herding cats. And then the final slide is what I really do. I look like an octopus as I'm multitasking, always prospecting, closing, and constantly building my pipeline.
As your Austin AHS team, we feel that we face similar perception versus reality struggle as you do. For example, we hear the perception, home warranties, they don't cover anything. But the reality to us is that it's all about our service and dollars spent. I'd like to share with you our Austin year-to-date area numbers. Since January 2020, we have run over 12,000 service calls in our area, and we've spent over $2 million in repairs and replacements, despite the challenges of COVID. Please know that the reality is that you have the three of us to help you and your clients have a better experience with American Home Shield. Know that we are here for you. We do have a call of action for you. For the first 3 agents who can share with us a testimonial about how AHS helped their client, you will receive a fun gift box. Please put your name and phone number in the chat box, and we'll get with you later to get all those details. And now I'll end with a quote. The reality of life is that your perception, right or wrong, influence everything else that you do. When you get a proper perspective of your perceptions, you may be surprised how other things fall into place.
Awesome. I love that quote. I love you ladies being on with us. It's so much fun. Loved the presentation, Mary Ellen herding cats. I think everybody can, and I think everybody can agree with that one as being the true reality for all of us. But thank you, American Home Shield, again for being on with us. Go ahead and all of you share your information in the chat. Wendy, all of you, that way they have the team members' names and phone numbers. That way they can get easy access to you. We're going to try to bring John McClellan with Supreme Lending back on with us to see if his video is hopefully working, because we want to hear from him before we get started.
There I am. Hello. Good morning, everybody.
Glad to have you, John. So tell us what you've been up to.
Well, as you probably well know, and a lot of these people on this call know, that we are like herding cats. We're also proctologists in the mortgage business. We're having to go pretty deep, and it hurts a little bit when you're getting a mortgage, but we're closing record numbers here in the Austin area, and rates are low and demand is really, really high. I did want to talk a little bit today. First of all, with Supreme Lending, we have offices here in Austin, San Antonio, and Houston. Our office does a little bit over $500 million a year in mortgages. I've been doing it for 25 years. I believe that every agent out there knows that being in control of the client and the borrower from start to finish is probably one of the most important things. And that's what we do. We have our own staff of 5 underwriters in my office, 10 processors, our own closers. So we control the process from origination all the way through funding. And I think that's what a lot of our referral partners are looking for. I want to go into some information just real quick that there's probably some confusion about, and that's forbearances. The forbearance issue came up starting at the end of March and into April. A lot of mortgage banks actually were automatically putting people into forbearance, even if they just picked up the phone or sent an email with a question about it. A lot of, at the beginning, if you went into forbearance, you weren't able to actually purchase a new property or refinance. Fannie Mae and VA have actually come out and said, as long as you catch up on your mortgage, if you are behind on it, let's say you haven't made a payment for a month, that you're fine to go ahead and get a new mortgage. So if you talk to one of your clients who's thinking about buying a second home or a new property, and they had gone into forbearance just because it was easy to do, and they have the ability to bring that house current, you can get a Fannie Mae loan or a VA loan right now. Unfortunately, FHA has not come out with any guidance yet on how it's going to work with them. But, I know that there's a lot of buyers out there. We have a lot of demand, no inventory. But if somebody is not doing it because they went into forbearance, and they don't think they can, make sure you have them give me a call, and hopefully I can help them out.
Well, I love that. I mean, education is key in this business, and that's why we trust valued partners like you to give us that information from the front lines to tell us what's going on. So, John, if you will do the same thing like I asked American Home Shield, name, phone number, email address in the chat to all the panelists and attendees. That way people know how to get a hold of you, and we are so appreciative of you being on with us today.
Thank you very much, guys. Looking forward to this.
Thanks so much. Okay, without further ado, we are going to get right into the program. And I am so excited about this because I am a true crime junkie. The girls on the team make fun of me, but I love it. I have been to CrimeCon. I watch every true crime documentary or show that comes out. And so this really speaks to me on a different level. But Traci Brown is a body language expert. She is a leader in training people to build their bottom line by detecting deception. She is a frequent guest on TV, interpreting the body language of criminals and politicians, and sometimes both labels describe the same person. She even helps lawyers pick and persuade a jury using body language. Here's a couple of fun facts about her. She's got to deal with Kevin Harrington, one of the sharks from ABC's hit show Shark Tank, and she's a former member of the U.S. national cycling team. So she's a very accomplished lady. Her new book, How to Detect Lies, Fraud, and Identity Theft, is hot off the presses, and today we are in for some fun. She's going to share the secrets to us, exactly how to tell whose pants are on fire. So get ready. It's going to get hot in here. Take it away, Traci. Good morning.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's a thrill to be here, especially with a crime junkie like you, Ashton.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
I just, hang on. I'm going to share my screen here, and we are going to do this thing right. So let me get this. Okay, share. Now, Ashton, just so you know, I can't see the chat box or see anybody, so
Gotcha.
I'm going to call on you to help me out.
We'll save questions till the end, and we'll get that. We'll get Q&A and chat. If there's anything that comes up, we'll handle it, and then we'll pass it over to you later.
Love it, love it. All right, so here's the thing, y'all. When the economy goes down, fraud goes up. It's just the way things go. And now more than ever, people's pants are on fire around you, and you just haven't noticed. And those lies, they're expensive. I mean, time, money, and energy. So it's a good thing you came today, because all that loss stops now. My goal is for you to walk out of here knowing how to tell truth from lies and fact from fiction. Now, I've been reading people for 20 years, uncovering secrets hidden in plain sight. I get asked by the media on a daily basis to comment on big events, things that change the fate of the world, crimes, politics, billion-dollar business deals, and if the couples on The Bachelor are really in love. It's fascinating, and I never run out of things to talk about. But for all the big events that I wind up in the middle of, this information has been most useful to me personally when I was dating. So when well, me and my husband, he's fantastic and sweet and nice. He's a rocket scientist. He's really smart. But we have different ideas of how much clutter is okay at the house. And so we had to come to an agreement back when I was traveling. Remember the old days when we would travel? Yeah. So we had to come to an agreement that when I got home from my trips, the house would be as clean or cleaner than before I left. So back in February, one of my last trips that I took before this mess hit, my husband greets me at the door. I'd been gone a week, and he never greets me at the door. So I knew something was up, but he looks me in the eye and he says, I have spent the last 5 hours cleaning the house. I cleaned the entire thing. And I looked right back at him, and I knew he was lying, but I wanted to be sweet. So I said, babe, why are you lying to me this time? And he goes, dang it, I've been practicing all week while you were gone. What does it take to get a lie by you? Was it my body language? And I said, babe, no, I just looked behind you and I can see all the dishes piled up in the sink. Yeah, so learning how to detect lies is important. Lies can be hurtful, dangerous, and very, very expensive. Now, I didn't get started, well, let me back up. I've been lucky enough to study right alongside some of our country's top law enforcement, FBI, police, Green Berets, and people I believe could not tell me they're in the CIA. I've boiled it down for you here today, and you're gonna be blown away by how cool this is, because it's all in the body language. So let's get going. Let's see. First thing you want to learn how to read body language. You want to learn to understand the messages hidden in plain sight. You got to pay attention. You got to pay attention differently. And I learned this from bike racing. I did. I used to be a bike racer, just like Ashton said. I got pretty good at it, but I learned really quickly that I had to pay attention differently to the little things, because that's where all the information was. And because at first I was bad. Like, I was slow. And that's when I learned, man, if I could just know what was going to happen next, I could get ahead of it. And it could even be as little as half a pedal stroke, but that could be the difference between me hanging on to the pack and not. And as I got better, what I started to do was understand that everybody had tells that was unique to them. And if I could figure it out, that's when I could start to read my competition more than they wanted me to. I would look for little things like the drop of a shoulder or the waggle in someone's hip. And over time, I actually kept a book of everyone that I thought was important in the country. And when I started to race from that information, that's when I started to win, because I had some pretty stiff competition, because I'm a Texan. I grew up in Dallas, and I live in Colorado now, but there was this guy, he kept showing up to the races and to the training rides. His name was Lance. Maybe you heard of him. He's your hometown boy there in Austin. Aren't you so proud to have the biggest fraud in all of sports right there with you? Yeah, but there's no joke. The guy was really fast all the way back then, and I'm sure he still is now. But I had to pay attention differently. And when I started to race from that information, from the hidden information, that's when I started to win. So you got to pay attention, or you pay with pain. And so just think about for a minute, what's the pain of not paying attention in your business? Have you ever thought about it? Well, it's probably having a client walk away that you're surprised about, like, and you just don't know why, or losing a bidding war, like maybe you didn't get all the information there. There's a lot of pain that comes up, especially in your business, because you're a deal by deal kind of worker at this point. And so you need to operate from all the information that you can, because you got to pay attention or you pay with pain. And that pain is really, really expensive. So first thing you got to do to pay attention, you got to understand one thing. You lie every day. Every day you lie. And I can hear what you're saying in your mind, saying, Traci, I would never lie. Yes, you lie every day. I know you go to church. It doesn't matter. Some of these lies are probably not big and evil and fraudulent, right? They're little lies, but they look the same as the big ones. And, hopefully you're not around too many or telling too many fraudulent lies, but they look the same as the little ones. That's why we can lean on body language to help us get to the truth. And some of these lies, like I said, they're just little ones. How many of you have been to your 20-year, maybe your 10-year, but definitely 20+ year high school reunion, and you see someone across the room, and in your mind you go, time's not been good to them. But what do? You go, oh, you know what? You haven't changed a bit. You look fantastic. Yeah, you've done it. We've all done it. This is me. This is my 7th grade best. If I haven't changed for the better, don't tell me. And you can see I still like big hair, right? Now, a couple other lies that you may tell, things like, oh, my phone died. So I'm so sorry I didn't call you back. You ever done that? Liar. Doesn't make you a bad person, just makes you a liar. There's a difference. Now, let's see. What about, you ever had that meal by that special person and who cooked it just for you? And what do you say? That was delicious. But meanwhile, you're really feeding it under the table to the dog. Yeah, not always that good. Now, let's see. There's a couple others. So you all are in real estate, and I did see the little preview there. So I know that you're in meetings. I just want to go with you to your meetings. Let's go to Pebble Beach. That would be fantastic. Now, there's one lie that every one of us has done. Everyone has done this. Yes, I have read and agreed to the terms and conditions on this website. Now, if you actually have read the terms and conditions, we need people like you. Keep doing it and report back. You might be a nerd. We love you still. We need you, but help the rest of us. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you permission to lie just in one little instance. Just in one little instance, when you get asked this question, do these jeans make my butt look big? Use your wisdom. Don't take the first thing that comes in. The answer is always no. Now, these are just some fun little ways so that you can start to understand, yeah, you know what? There's a lot of lies in life every day. Now, I've been lucky enough to study right alongside like top law enforcement. And from my studies with them, there's actually several different kinds of lies out there. There's fabrications, exaggerations, omissions, minimizations, and deceptive denials. Okay, all of these different kinds of lies, they all look the same. That's why body language, tone, and words, because there's more to lies than just body language. That's why it's so reliable and so used by our law enforcement. But there's a new kind of lie. Maybe you heard about it. Came out about 3 years ago. Scientifically proven. Yeah. Alternative facts, brand new kind of lie. Now here's the thing though, and I say this jokingly. However, there's some truth to it. The alternative facts are what gets you in your business. It's the lies woven in and out of the truth. Those are the ones that can be the most expensive. And you know, one that I'm hearing about, especially in real estate these days, you all are targets for big fraud in things like, are you sure that your client is really the one on the phone who's changing the wire transfer at the last minute, right? Things like that. Those are what you got to start to pick out, because I tell you, most times, 99% of the time, it's not, right? But there's all kinds of other lies in the business that when you pick up on, you're going to be able to move deals along more quickly and hear yes more often, and also keep the bad guys away. So let's get going here. First thing you got to get, basic premise: the body can't lie. Words can lie, the body can't lie. Ashton, you're going to use this when you're binging on your crime shows, right? So what happens when we lie is that the body gets into cognitive overload because we're using a different part of our brain. And the body language falls off the plate. It becomes not natural. It becomes something that we have to fabricate. So for American people, we're talking for Americans, this means yes, nod in your head like this, yes. And this means no. Okay, so when the body language and the words don't match, you got what's called a hot spot, and that's where deception can be present. Now, it's easy for yes or no questions, and the conversations get longer. You need more clues, but let's just notice how it might look. Now, it could be something like, "I would never do that." Right? You see that? Or you can ask me anything, right? Or even that is a beautiful baby. It happens all the time. Or what about Bill Clinton? I did not have sexual relations with a woman, right? Like right there in front of all of us. Now, here's the thing, is that we are moving into, I mean, we're smack dab in the middle of an election that's going to be a whopper, and they're already hinting that they're going to contest it and all sorts of things. So what I want you to be able to do is take yourself out of the fray, out of the hubbub, and know who's telling the truth and who's lying to you, so that you can just make the best decision for you, whatever that is. Because I think all the noise is exhausting, right? So you can turn on the TV, get the truth, turn it off, be done. Now, we can talk about body language all we want, but I thought it'd be better if I brought some videos. And so I got to warn you though, it is about to get hot in here. People's pants are going to burst into flames. I can't be responsible for how hot your computer gets. Just make sure that you're cooling down your room, because I'm telling you, it is going to get hot in here. Now, we are going to watch some videos, and so from here on out, there's a couple things I need you to do. One, take responsibility for your experience. Every now and then on these webinars, the audio and the video doesn't match up. If it's not matching up for you, if it's just not syncing up, the mouth movements don't match the audio, turn your volume down for the videos. You're going to be able to see everything you need to. And the second thing that we're going to do from here on out is whenever we see flames on the screen, I'm going to say liar, liar, and you're going to type in the chat box, what do you think? That's right. Pants on fire. Okay. So now some of you, I can tell, because I saw a little bit of the demographics of this group, I can tell you're in Bachelor Nation. Yeah. And if you're not, you're about to be. Now, for those of you that watch, you will know this is Ben. And he was a bachelor from a few years ago. And Ben, the drama was off the charts, because he was in love with 2 women. And he had to propose to one of them because the show was about to end, because that's always a good time to propose, is on a tight TV deadline. Now, JoJo pins him down. JoJo pins him down about it. Just knowing what you know now, let's see if you can find out what the truth really is from Ben. Here we go.
Like, I haven't asked you, do you think that you're at a place with Whoever that a proposal is what you would want to do.
Yeah.
I laugh. I've seen that 100 times, and every time it makes me laugh. Do you think he was ready? Absolutely not. He wasn't ready to propose to either one of them, and he did not propose to this girl, JoJo. He proposed to the other girl whose name was, you know it, Lauren, and they moved here to Denver. And about a year and a half later, they ended up splitting up because he wasn't being honest with the ladies and he wasn't being honest with himself. And it's all right here. Now, funny thing is, because I'm in Boulder, Colorado right now. It's right down the road from Denver. Every now and then in one of my talks, someone will try to connect me and Ben because they'll know him from one thing or another. He is avoiding me like the plague. I just have a couple questions. But yeah, it's true. When you know how to read body language, people do get a little nervous around you. I don't completely blame him. So I think we can do this and feel good about it. Liar, liar. Pants on fire. That's right. Now, no talk from me would be complete without giving Lance Armstrong a hard time, because I grew up with the guy. We were on a bike shop team in Dallas together. We were on Team USA together. He is the biggest fraud in all of sports, been stripped of 7 Tour de France titles for performance enhancing drug use that for a long time he never did. Now, I'm making him out to be a bad guy, which he is. However, I owe him a little bit of thanks for becoming a body language expert, because really it was in trying to keep up with him and his buddies that I learned how to read people, like I mentioned. And remember, it's in the details. You got to pay attention to the tiny details. That's when you're going to get the information that you really need. So we're starting easy in this presentation. We're getting harder as we go. Okay. And so what I want you to do is just, we're going to see 3 little clips here. And I want you to type in the chat box how many lies you see. 3 little clips. How many lies do you see? Here we go.
I have never doped.
I've never taken performance-enhancing drugs.
My best defense is I've never tested positive.
All right, Ashton, you got to tell me, how many are we seeing? What is coming in from the group?
Majority is saying 2 to 3.
Okay. Is majority 2 or is majority 3?
Majority's 3.
Majority's 3. Oh, okay. Well, I tell you what, if you said 3, you are correct. If you said 2, don't worry. We're going to watch it again. I told you we are getting harder as we go. Okay. So, oh wait, here we go. Okay. Now, the last one, if you said 2, I want you to watch the last one. It's more of an up and down movement. It's not so much of a definitive head nod. All right. And so just watch how that unfolds, because it's just more of a gentle movement, because it's just harder when some people are just a little more subtle at times. Here we go.
I have never doped.
I've never taken performance-enhancing drugs.
My best defense is I've never tested
There you
positive.
see it. It's clear as day when you know what to look for. What we're doing is raising your sensory acuity. That's how much you're paying attention to what's going on around you. So yeah, Lance is an admitted doper. And so it'll make you feel good if you do this and just say, liar, liar, pants on fire, right? Now, the number one thing that our law enforcement looks for is actually it is a departure from baseline behavior. Okay, because most of us have a way that we usually are all the time. That's why I could keep track of my competition in a book and take notes on them and know what they were going to do in the race. Okay, and you're not racing bikes, probably, maybe a couple of you are. However, understanding how people normally behave and understanding when that behavior shifts is the number one thing that you can do to start to understand who's telling you the truth and who's lying. Now, Lance decided one day, he woke up and he said, today is the day I'm going to admit all that drug use. Now, let me just tell you, all of us knew what was going on, okay? We had a very strong hunch, let's put it that way, of what was going on. Looking back, the signs were all there. We just didn't know what to look for. It was me and it was all my friends. But you probably have those people in your life where you're thinking, gosh, something's up with them. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's no good. You have those kind of people in your life? Yeah. Like, if it's not the people you work with or your clients, it's definitely your kids. Yeah. So he was that guy in my life. And like I said, the signs were all there. And now we're just putting some science behind those hunches. So let's take a look on what he looked like, because he didn't do anything different when he decided to admit his drug use. He didn't do anything different than the rest of us would probably do. You know, when you need to admit something, you call Oprah. That's we're Americans. That's how it works. And let's just see. I want you to notice his baseline. What is the difference here as he's telling the truth than it was in the previous 3 videos or 3 clips that we saw? Just notice what's different, and what are 1 or 2 signs that say, wait a minute, maybe he's not planning on telling the whole truth. Okay, here we go.
Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
Did you ever blood dope or use blood transfusions to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
In all 7 of your Tour de France victories, did you ever take banned substances or blood dope?
Yes.
All right, so let's just notice what did you notice? Type it in the chat box. What was different in his baseline? Or you could type in, what was the 1 or 2 things that say, wait a minute, he is not telling the whole truth. He's not planning on telling the whole truth. Ashton, help us out. What are you seeing?
We have a lot of people that, and this was mine too, there was extra blinking and then licking his lips. That was another one that a couple of people picked up on. Someone said that his eyes went left to right and back, kind of adjusted his focus, looking off to the side, eye shifting. So eyes movement, blinking, and lips were the main 3.
Okay, the one I wanted you to get here, because I don't think we have enough information to go off the eye blinks or the eye movements, and actually we don't have enough time to get into that today. Maybe we can do a more advanced one later. However, some of you, I'm sure, have read NLP books, and you see the eye pattern charts. For next time you run across one of those in a book, I want you to look at the page, tear it out, wad it up, and throw it away. Okay, you want to, the accuracy of that's pretty low, very low. And what I want you to do is begin to compare people to themselves, only to themselves. All right, so that's why we're having this discussion on baselining. Now, he didn't actually lick his lips. He rolled his lips back in over his teeth. Okay, so when you see people's lips disappear, that's super important, okay? Because they are holding back information. They are holding back emotion or information. So if someone says, yeah, you know, we love the way this house faces, are you going to believe them? You better not. You better ask some more questions. Because here's the thing. When you see these signs with your clients and you let it go, you let the conversation drift to somewhere else without asking exactly what's on their mind, giving them an opportunity to tell you more, you have wasted the opportunity that you have created to get to the truth. All right, and that's super important. So things like let's see, what about are you sure they change those air filters quarterly? Really? Right? Oh yeah. Oh, they don't have dogs, do they? No. Or what about, yeah, this is in our budget. This is in our budget. Oh, our tax returns, they look great. Tax returns, fantastic. Right? So you can start to see these things. Now, what was his difference from baseline? Well, let me tell you, in the baseline, there was 2 things. Remember, body language comes at the, deception detection comes at the intersection of body language, tone, and words. All right, so it's not just body language. And actually, verbal indicators are a higher indication of deception than body language. And so truthful people will do and say the minimum that they need to do and say in order to get the truth across, okay? And they will use a conveying tone, okay? Conveying, just telling you what's going on. So that's what we saw here in this. He said, yes, 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 right? One nod of the head, one word. Now, in the previous set of videos, what did he say? I have never doped. I have never doped. So that's like 4 words to say one thing that he needed to say. Okay. And so you need to start to understand how many words are they saying to get their point across? Is it too many? And are they convincing? Are they conveying? What are they really doing? How is that different from their baseline? So do you see how we start to get into the art and science of really breaking down some of these things? And yeah, he only told about 25% of the story to Oprah. He wanted to get ahead of a very incriminating report that was coming out the next week. So he timed this to where he thought he would look like the good guy. So so he told some truth, but you know, he lied to Oprah. Horrible lie to Oprah. Liar, liar. Pants on fire. That's right. Now I got one more video for you. I think it's important that we do this one. Can we do Deflategate? Yeah, I think we're gonna do it. Now, we don't have time to look at Tom's baseline, but I'm gonna let you know he is smooth as silk, right? He has got it all figured out. He's on TV just about every day. Let's look at his first press conference for Deflategate. What did happen to those 2 pounds of air in the footballs? 2 little clips. Notice what may be different from his baseline, and maybe, are there any more signs of deception? You tell me. Here we go.
You know, I didn't alter the ball in any way. I have no knowledge of anything. I have no knowledge of any wrongdoing of any. Nobody did anything wrong. Yeah, I'm very comfortable saying that. I'm very comfortable saying that nobody did it. As far as I know, I don't know everything. I also understand that I, you know, was in the locker room preparing for a game for 5 hours. I don't know what happened over the course of the process with the footballs, because I would never do anything outside of the rules of play. I would never, have someone do something that I thought was outside of the rules. I was very shocked to hear it, so I almost laughed it off, thinking it wasn't, that was more sour grapes than anything. And then it ended up, it ends up being a very serious thing.
Then he was asked point blank if he was a cheater.
I don't believe so. I mean, I feel like I've always played within the rules. I would never do anything to break the rules. I believe in fair play, and I respect the league and, everything that they're doing to try to create a very competitive playing field for all the NFL teams.
All right. Okay. I know some of you are just having a good time with this. Now, what do you think about Tom? Is he telling the truth? Is he lying? What do we see in the chat box there?
Repetition of words, a lot of nodding, stuttering, kind of talking too much, rolled his lips in. Someone noticed that he was hiding his lips, kind of the swaying and stuttering.
Oh, good. Okay, y'all are getting it. So let's talk about that. Remember, we need several hotspots to really start to detect deception. So first clip, which was just a little bit before the other clips. Did you see how, or listen, he's stuttering, he's stammering, he can't get a word out. Word error rate is a very high indicator of deception, right? Reason being, our mind goes at 1,250 words a minute, and our mouth goes at about 120 words a minute. And so he's going through 4 or 5 scenarios as he talks to figure out which one's going to be best, and it doesn't allow for a great flow. So hotspot number 1, next clip, he gets asked direct, are you a cheater? First thing he does, you see him start to do this, he's swaying, he's running in place is what he's doing, because his unconscious mind is going, this is unsafe, this is dangerous, we have to go. And his conscious mind's going, nope, we got to stay. So this is what you get, is running in place. Then he smiles really big. You might have not caught that smile, but that's called duper's delight, okay? Because he's having fun with this. He thinks he's getting away with it. There's no reason to smile. It's such an incriminating question. We saw that also, just so you know, from Tanya Harding, same thing. Now, remember Tanya Harding? Some of you young whippersnappers might not remember her, but she's the one who sent some thugs to whack her competition speed skating or figure skating before the Olympics. So we saw that. Now, and then he rolled his teeth back. So all of a sudden we're up to 4 hotspots. Like, that is pretty pants on fire right here. And then he says, and remember, it's a direct yes or no question. He says, I don't believe so. Like the answer, if you are not a cheater, is no, or maybe hell no, but it's not, I don't believe so. Because that says he's working in some gray area. And I found out what it is because one of the Denver Broncos coaches was in one of my talks not long ago, came up to me and said, here's the deal. For years and years and years in the NFL, kickers have been putting air in the ball. Quarterbacks have been taking air out. Just the way the game's played. Someone, I think it was on the Colts, got tired of Tom Brady, and here we have Deflategate. So sorry, Patriots fans, we got to do it. Liar, liar. Pants on fire. That's right. Now, I really want to make sure that you're understanding how to use this in your life. And I think the biggest message from this one is just not to cheer for Tom Brady, like, or the Patriots or now the Buccaneers. Like, just don't do it, and you will do yourself some favors. Now, when you want to know more, here's what you're going to do. Pick up your phone. I know it's right by you. Pick up your phone. Text the word lies, L-I-E-S, lies, to the number 22828. Okay, text the word lies to the number 22828. And what I will do is send you videos of famous people lying on TV. So like I said, I'll send you the Tanya Harding video. I got Sarah Palin. I got a bunch of folks on there. And I will also, there's links so you can keep up with me on LinkedIn, Facebook, and also my podcast, Fraud Busting. It's pretty awesome. I'll tell you about it later. But I know that we have a commercial break that we need to jump into. So, and here's the thing, don't go, because we are going to interrogate some people right here on this webinar after the commercials. So stay tuned to find out who we're going to interrogate and who may lie to us or not.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So I have a question for you, because one statistic I had heard when I was at CrimeCon was that on average we're lied to somewhere around 100 to 200 times a day. Is that truth?
That's higher than what I've heard. But okay, you know, it's not out of the park. I mean, let's talk about the lies. Hey, how you doing today? Fine. Really? Like, I mean, like, so it's true. Lies like that. My husband does this. I'm like, babe, you want chicken for dinner? He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not it's high. That number is high from what I heard, but it's not completely unreasonable.
Not out of the realm of possibility, considering the number of people we interact with on a daily basis. So totally, that would make sense. Okay, so we are going to let you catch your breath for a few minutes. Do not go anywhere, because we have an exciting game that Traci is playing, and two of our partners are on the hot seat. So you want to stay on for that. But right now we have got a brief commercial that we want to share from our friends at Taylor Morrison. Ashley, take it away.
You know that feeling you get in the pit of your stomach when your life is about to change? It's terrifying, sure. But isn't it exciting? You may not know with certainty what lies ahead, but the truth is, that's what makes life, well, life. After all, when one cardboard box closes, another opens. And even when the scene in the rear view is hard to leave behind, take a deep breath, hold on tight, and remember, there's no better way to move than forward.
Well, that makes you feel good. I love that commercial. Thank you, Taylor Morrison, for presenting today's program. And we have one more presenter. So excited to introduce you to my friend Courtney Nichols with Callbox Storage. She is new to Platinum Top 50 this year. She has an amazing product. She has a lot of expertise, and she is here to help you and your clients. Courtney, thanks so much for joining us today. Tell us a little bit about Callbox.
Thanks, Ashton. Okay, so yeah, I'm Courtney, and most of y'all would probably agree that self-storage is a tedious process, right? Absolutely. So we have found that it takes 6 hours for someone to load and haul their items to a storage unit, and no one has time for that, especially in this day and age. So Callbox has simplified the process, and we created Callbox in just 3 easy steps. Number one, we pick up for free, and we do all the heavy lifting for you. We'll inventory your furniture, your boxes with a unique barcode, and then photograph it to be stored. Number two, we store. So we'll take your belongings to our storage facility. It's climate controlled, secured, and you can access what you have in storage just right on your phone. And number three, we deliver. So anytime you need anything back, you just go onto your account, select the items you need, and we'll deliver it right back to you. It's that easy, right?
It's so crazy that you can, I mean, it shouldn't surprise me that we can do something like this in the day and age, but I think around Christmas time is a perfect example when all the boxes are in the attic. I have no idea what's in which box. And I was just thinking, man, that is such a perfect solution to be able to say, well, you know, I want to bring all of that over to my house, and then I want you to take it back so we don't have to make all those trips up and down the ladder. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, like seasonal, I think a lot of realtors have found us to be valuable for their clients if, you know, they're downsizing and they, you know, you see all these high rises in Austin and there's limited space. So we could definitely be that solution. Hold on to your holiday decorations, your sporting equipment. I actually just created a commercial that I'll send y'all. I think Ashley's going to put the link on there. But y'all can check it out. And it's just a way that, you know, we could store paddle boards or your kayaks, anything, you name it. Except for your children. I get asked that all the time. But yeah, for new home builds or, you know, you need to declutter a listing. So there's just so many different outlets, and I just love to get to know y'all better. I'm new and I'm just looking to build strong relationships. So thank you.
You're in the right place. We already have some agents wanting to know how they get in touch with you. So if you put in the chat box, make sure you're sending it to all the attendees as well. And then you did say that you have a promo for PT50 agents specifically and their clients. So talk a little bit about that.
Right. So right now we're running a COVID special. So it's 35% off the first 3 months of storage, which is a huge discount. We're running that until I have no idea, until we find a vaccine. So yeah, I created PT5035 for your clients to use.
Awesome. Well, we will share that in the follow-up email. We'll share a link to Courtney's commercial because it's precious. She's the star of it, and it shows paddleboarding. So we are so grateful, Courtney, again, to have you with us, and we'll share your information in the chat. And then let's bring Traci back on because she has a very fun game that we are going to play with a couple of our partners. Hi, Traci. Welcome back.
Hello. Thanks for having me back. All right. We are going to play this super cool game. You may have seen it on Jimmy Fallon. And so it is called True Confessions. And so let's see, let's start out. I have a couple of your folks here lined up, ready to go. I have talked to them beforehand. So let's start with John. Let's see, John, can you unmute yourself and come up on screen here? Oh, there you are. Hi, John. All right. Oh, wait, undo your sound. Undo your sound. Okay. All right, cool.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. All right. So here are the rules. I have sent John, I have interviewed him, and I have sent him 2 emails containing confessions. One is something that actually happened. The other is a lie. And so audience, we're going to vote which email do you want John to open. Type it in the chat box, 1 or 2. And then we are going to have a minute. I'll interrogate him. Or if you have questions, you can type them in the chat box and we may get to them. Okay, it looks like, oh, we got mostly 1s here. Okay, now let me tell you about John. I sent him 2 emails this morning that said very clearly, do not open. And he knew they were coming and he opened them anyway. And then he actually responded to me. So, he opened one of them. All right. And so anyway, John, it looks like they want number 1. So open the new number 1 on there and sell it to us. Like let's hear what you got. And we're going to interrogate you. And then we're going to decide if he's lying or not. So John, email number 1, the new number 1. What do you got?
Well, I have to open my email up because you told me not to look at it. So
All right, yeah, open your email.
If you have it, you can tell it to me and I'll tell you whether it's right. Or does not work that way?
No, it doesn't work that way. You gotta lie to us. We're gonna ask you all kinds of questions.
Okay, I'm opening my email right now. It should be right on top.
Perfect.
And hopefully, let's see, where's Tracy? Okay. So don't open the next one. Got it. I have I have stayed in an open house overnight.
You stayed in an open house overnight. Okay, so here we go. We got a minute. Where was this open house?
It was here in Austin, where I'm from.
Okay, and why did you stay there?
It was Halloween, and it's a haunted house. I mean, that's what you do on Halloween, right?
So wait, it was a haunted house or an open house?
Well, it was a haunted house.
It was a haunted house. Okay.
Open house. It was a haunted house.
Oh, okay.
On Halloween, and we were, gosh, it was probably in my early 20s, and there was a lot of houses around town. There's one off, it was right off I-35, kind of by 12th Street. It's right on the hill where there's some condos right now. It's a really scary building, an old house that was there for years and years. It's been torn down now.
Now, why did you do this?
Because the girls I was with wanted to do it. You sound like something fun to do. You know, this is back probably in the 80s when there wasn't a lot to do in Austin other than, you know, maybe go to a bar or two or see some live music, and we wanted to do something a little different.
All right. Okay. All right. I think we have enough here. So, audience, what do you think? Is he lying or telling the truth? I caught a lot of signs. I'm not going to tell you which way, but okay, we got truth, we got lie. Let's see. Truth. Ooh, a lot of truth. All right. Oh my goodness, a lot of truth. And okay, I think that's it. They're saying that you are telling the truth, John. So why don't you tell us what is the truth?
That was a lie. Sorry.
What? Say it again. I couldn't hear you.
Sorry.
It was a lie. Oh, he was lying to us. I picked up the lie. There was a lot of signs of lying. Did you see he went like this a lot? And then he would shrug his shoulders. He's like, some girls wanted to do it. Seemed like a thing to do, right? But also, he actually he misspoke. And you all wouldn't know that because I sent him an email that said, I have stayed in a haunted house overnight. And he said, open house, right? So he misspoke there. So remember, does this mean we can't trust him? Yes, that is what it means. No, actually, well, I forced him to lie. So, and it's been my experience. He's actually a really good guy. So, anybody else see anything from John that may have indicated some deception? Anybody? You can type it in. Oh, you can tell he was uncomfortable. Yeah, he was rocking a little bit, just doing a little Tom Brady. Yeah. Blink. I didn't check out his blink rate. I was looking at other things, but yeah, he could be right. He's very small on my screen. Lots of details. Yeah.
I sprinkled in some real truth about a building down off 35th Street that probably everybody saw driving by years ago.
Yeah, alternative facts. That's what that is. So anyway, John, thank you so much for playing. I think this is super fun. So, and he laughed at the beginning of it, right? So we need to know if that's off his baseline or not. So those of you that are into Tiger King, she laughs a lot when she talks about her husband, and she doesn't laugh any other time. So I think we know about that now. Okay, so we have one more. Wendy, where are you? Wendy, can you come on up? There's Wendy. Hi.
Hey.
It's good to see you. So
good to see you.
Okay, let's see. You got your emails open?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay, crowd, put it in the chat box. Which email do we want Wendy to open? Who, by the way, is very good at following instructions, or at least telling me that she follows the instructions.
I follow the instructions.
Okay. Oh, we got straight twos. All right, Wendy. Number two, what? Okay, so remember the rules. You're going to sell it to us like it's the truth or like it's, no matter if it's a truth or a lie. And then we're going to ask some questions. Okay. So email number two, go.
I have been kicked out of a movie theater.
Oh, okay. Ready? Here we go. What movie?
Top Gun.
Top Gun. Oh, what year was that?
Sometime in the 80s. I was in junior high.
Junior high. Okay. How old are you now?
I am 47.
47. Okay, so we're about the same age. So yeah, I think it was 86 is what, 86, 87. So what about what were you doing? Tell us, how did this manifest?
We were laughing really loud because we'd seen the movie 4 or 5 times. So
What part were you laughing
at? Well, we were laughing because we were quoting the movie and we were, giggling.
Oh, okay. All right. How many of you were there?
There's about 5 or 6 of us.
Oh, 5 or 6. Okay. And where did you meet your friends?
We all met at the movie theater.
Oh, okay. All right. Any other questions, people? Any other questions? Let's see. And what movie theater was it?
It was the movie theater, the Marshall Cinema.
Oh, in what town?
Marshall, Texas.
Right. That's where you're from. Small town. All right. Oh, John wants you to quote the movie.
I feel the need for speed.
Everybody knows. What's the other quotes?
Other quotes. Oh no, you're gonna make me quote it.
You had to have that funny quote that you were laughing at.
Yeah, that was the one. Oh yeah, Goose, you big stud. My husband's gonna be so disappointed in me, by the way.
Oh,
that I can't
okay.
think of anything like,
Goose, you big stud. Oh, all right. John put that in the chat. Okay. So do we have any other questions? Anybody else? Okay. So what do we think? Truth or lie? We have some people already calling you a liar in the chat box. We got lies.
Awesome.
We're about half and half, lies and truth. Let's see. All right. I think, we're about half and half. Wendy, what's the truth?
Well, that one was supposed to be a lie, but it probably was true.
Did you really get
that was supposed to be my lie, but I'm pretty sure I was kicked out of the movie theater when I was in junior high.
Uh-huh. I was too. I was
making
kicked
too
out
much
of the movie
noise.
theater too. Yeah. I got kicked out of Coming to America.
that was probably one. Yeah, we'd all seen the movie so many times we would just
So we had a little bit of alternative facts. We had a possible truth because I was like,
facts.
"You're doing good. Like you're doing really good." But see, there was some truth in there. But I think you got more nervous the more pinpoint I got on the question. Did you see her? You start to go forward and back and all sorts of stuff. So we'll give you a half and half. Jeanette, she said alternative facts. I'm gonna give it to Jeanette on that one. So kind of fun. Now, we have. Well, I think we got to go. We got 1 minute left. So here's the thing, y'all. I would love to, and thank you so much, Wendy. I would love to keep in touch with you. Make sure that you, I'm going to put it in the chat box again in case you missed it. Lies to number 22828. And again, let's keep in touch on LinkedIn, Facebook. Listen to my podcast. If you like true crime, you're going to love it. And text refuses to set my email. Okay, so I will put in my email and you can email me and I will put you on the list. And there's my email. And look for me on Facebook. Oh, and Facebook, that's because I'm body language speaker on Facebook. And again, that link will be in the email that I send you. So, anyway, stay in touch and make sure the crew at Platinum Top 50 is fantastic. I know they have a lot of great programs coming up. And so Ashton, I am going to turn it back over to you.
Oh, Traci, this was so much fun. We haven't done anything like this, and it has just been, and it actually came up. The funny thing is we did a roundtable. We do a lot of these conversations with smaller groups of agents, and we asked, what type of programming would you like to see? And I was actually on the call where one of the agents said, I'd really love to see a body language expert. So it was something that our agents really wanted to see. So we found you, and I'm so glad we did, because this was just an incredible conversation. I hope it was super helpful to all of our agents. Again, Traci, it's traci@tracibrown.com, Traci with an I.
Yeah.
So we will follow up. We'll send all this information in a follow-up email from Kelly coming out later today. And again, Traci's so appreciative of your time and expertise, bringing it to our audience here in Austin.
Oh, you bet. Thank you so much. This was fantastic. I look forward to staying in touch.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.